Reviewing One BeamNG Car Per Day 43, the Ibishu Pigeon Drag. So this is going to be a bit unconventional today. I have written two completely different scripts for this review. One of them was written about 15 minutes into trying to get it to go around the racetrack without crashing, and the other was written about 1 hour and 45 minutes after trying to get it to go around the racetrack without crashing and failing miserably like a million times. I will leave you to interpret these scripts your own way, and draw your own conclusions. Here's the first one. I think this is possibly the worst car I've ever forced myself to review. And yet somehow, it is also one of the most fun, and I have to admit, it did give me such a silly smile driving it. Allow me to elaborate. This car is so small that I could put it in my pocket, and it has 3 wheels. Naturally, this makes it hopelessly unstable. Only this time, what I'm driving has been uprated to 204 nitrous-fueled horsepower, and has a roll cage and new wheels and tyres added. Which I think is where it all goes wrong. Drag tyres. They are insanely grippy, but only in a straight line, so when I was trying to finish the track lap in this, I kept tipping it over because of how hard I had to turn the wheel just so it would corner. Also, I kept cooking the brakes because they are less useful than sticking your hand out the window using air resistance, and BeamNG doesn't even have hands. So you might be thinking I'm missing the point because it's a drag car. Wrong. It is useless as a drag car, and it isn't even funny. It does 130 miles an hour at the top end, which is nowhere near enough to compete against even a lot of street cars, let alone drag spec tunes. But then I like it. A lot. See, for all its endless flaws, it is so ridiculously fun trying to drive it and constantly tipping over that you can't not like it. It may be a wheeled death truck, chaos, harbinger, whatever, but you can't die in BeamNG, so it is just a little tippy boy with a habanero under the bonnet. Now the script ends there because obviously I didn't have the time to write it into the script, because that was written in the middle of trying to get the time. But it did a 2 minutes 47.412, and I think I would have probably given it something like a 7 or an 8. Now let's have a look at the other script. The script I wrote after forcing myself to finish the lap for 1 hour and 3/4. Now, I cannot truly convey how pissed off I was while writing this script, but as a drama student I feel obligated to at least give it a decent shot. Being realistic, it doesn't come close, but no harm in trying. This is script number 2. Where do I begin? Well, it's a drag car. I think that says it all. The brakes are where it's most noticeable. It took me 1 corner in this before the brakes were failing. I got to the chicane about a third of the way in before they started smoking, and by the time I'd reached the corner at the end of the long straight, they were so useless I think the uphill section was slowing me down more than they were. Actually, speaking of the long straight, I was somehow managing to roll this plastic coffin there as well, just from that tiny kink in the road. How? It was hopeless on the straight as well, only hitting 130, meaning it would be terrible at drag racing. Oh, and then obviously the elephant in the room, the cornering. It was tipping onto its wheels at 30 miles an hour, and that was just awful. Literally every corner, on its side, sliding uncontrollably, into a barrier or just whatever it could find. I originally had it at an 8 out of 10 because I think it might have been funny watching it tip at the start, but after 1 hour and so much longer than that actually, I've forgotten the precision bits of it, that I have spent trying to get it not to tip so I could set a completely meaningless 2 minutes 47.412 lap time, giving it a 0 doesn't even come close to how much I despise this wretched plastic instrument of torture. See you tomorrow after I get something for the banging headache I've developed from trying to get it round this stupid fucking racetrack. So, one review giving it an 8 out of 10, another review giving it a -infinity out